Yo. We here. My shit messing up. Trying not to curse, but welcome to the first episode. The first episode of the House of Sports Show. I am your host. I'm here with my homie. My name is Dwayne Hewitt. I'm here with Chubbs, DL. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know how
call
they
me
want.
Chubs.
You going
Yeah,
by
you call me
Chubbs?
Chubs. It's
Yeah,
fine.
DL,
aka smooth, aka always right,
always right.
Always right. I don't know about all that.
Well, yeah, welcome to the first episode of the House of Rider Sports Show, everybody. I'm glad to be here. This is the newest podcast installment from FTO Entertainment. We're gonna give you guys some in-depth sports analysis, some real good hot takes, real good opinions. We're gonna try to make sure we keep it matter of fact. We're gonna let the fact and stats stay with us for the most part, but we do have some hot takes that we like to bring out. DL is known for that, especially.
What
But
can I say, man?
excited to be here, man.
I'm a
We're gonna be
prophet.
doing we're gonna be doing 2 episodes a week. The first episode is gonna be strictly football, and then the second episode will come out on the weekend. Will be about basketball. Um, but this is our very first episode, and as former college football players, let's get into some football, man. So this episode, we're gonna go over the weekend recap of what happened in the NFL the past week. Give you guys a little playoff preview. Talk about the coaches that have been fired. And get a little bit into the Alabama Georgia National Championship game, and we're gonna talk about the most desirable coaching positions that are out there now, since a lot of firings happen. So let's get it started, man. This weekend, crazy, crazy week 18, the first official week 18. And we had some crazy things happen. Um, I'm a Steeler fan. I'm gonna get out of the way. We knocked the Ravens out. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
yeah,
Got
yeah, yeah, yeah.
got into the playoffs, so we might as well get to that, man.
I
That
mean,
was a.
that's I feel like that's inevitable. Y'all make the playoffs regardless, though. Like every year, it's always this
I
thing.
mean,
I
we
was,
made it last year, and I wouldn't say every
dude,
year, but we make
Almost
it.
every year. Y'all
I
bounce
was
back to
telling my
division.
dad. I said, I hate that every time we play these guys, it's the same type of situation.
Playoff
It
implications.
always comes down to whoever wins goes to championship or not championship, goes to playoffs, and it's always I'm saying it always ends bad for the Ravens if
Yeah, they
it's that type
swept
of
Exactly.
y'all this year,
situation.
though. They swept y'all
Yeah,
this
I
year.
told Chubbs at the beginning of the year, I was like,
Look,
"Yo, we're gonna sweep them. We're going to sweep you," and he said it's not going to happen. Even when we had a bad
DL,
start,
I
I
can
mean,
said
we
we're
be
still
real?
gonna sweep you.
Can we be real
I
right
mean,
now?
hold on. I
We had
mean,
a bad
Miami swept
year.
us. Yeah, Miami swept us this year for the first time in a while. So I mean, I can't talk, but
And man, keep it a B.
no,
Ravens were affected the
nah,
whole year
yeah,
from
I give you that, Chubb. I
COVID and
give you that.
IR.
I give you that.
Okay,
I give you
okay.
that.
All
That's
right.
why I was telling you. If y'all would have brought Lamar back, it would have been pointless anyway.
So
So
look. At the end of the day, if we really look at it, it don't matter if we won or lost that game. You guys lost, so Miami would have got in. So it don't really matter. We needed to win that game, but we needed the Dolphins to
yeah,
lose, and your team couldn't handle that. But
I mean, it's the Dolphins. We bound to lose to the Dolphins. I think.
but
All the time,
but
but I
No,
it,
mean, who? No one thought that the Steelers. If someone told you midway through the season that the Pittsburgh Steelers would make the playoffs,
yeah,
no one
you
would
know
believe that.
I was talking nonsense all year because Big Ben did not look that great the first half of the season. He's very serviceable for you guys.
they
Like
tied
I,
with the
You know
I,
Lions.
what's
I
crazy?
honestly believe you guys could could win against the Chiefs, but we'll get to that. We'll get we'll
We'll
get to
get
that.
to that later. You know what's crazy though? Big Ben had like his best games this year. Like a couple of his best games are literally against the Ravens, which is crazy. Because the week before
Wayne,
he threw for
Wayne,
like 30, he threw the same amount
Wayne.
of passes and he
No
threw for like
shit.
123 yards.
No shit. His best games against the Ravens. We're the 32nd passing defense in the league.
They're playing backups out there. They're playing practice.
We question, y'all. Do you know who Chris Westry is? Do you have you ever heard of Kevon Seymour? No. All
No,
right. Next,
I'm the same man. I'm just
All right,
this
yeah, all
was
right. You got that one, Chubb.
all right. So
You
you,
got that
you
one.
you little backstory. You know who Kevon Seymour is, right?
Is that
Remember
Richard
the
Seymour's son?
no? Remember the cornerback
Oh,
that got in trouble from the Seahawks for sneaking in a girl during
oh yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
him.
OTAs.
That's
That's
him.
him. That's him. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
was impressed with Big Ben performance. You said that after the game, you said you think we should keep him for one more year. I
I
said hell no. I
so
think
listen.
let him retire out, let him go out
I
because
think he should retire, but I do believe like he's shown he can win games no matter what. He's still.
I got a I got a hot
I
take,
think he could do another year.
I got a hot take, and I don't think it's really that hot. I think that Big Ben. I would take Big Ben and Mike Tomlin, the quarterback coach duo, over Drew Brees
I
and
saw that.
I thought you was going in
Sean
another
Payton.
direction. I thought you was going to
And
another.
Drew Brees
He
and
thought you were
Sean
going to talk
Payton.
about Belichick and Brady. You
There's
know.
no way he was going to say that. He's probably going to say
Yeah.
that to make me mad, but he
No,
won't. He won't say
I
that.
saw your tweet the other day.
Me?
And I just think
Oh
that
hell yeah, yeah, yeah.
we have more Super Bowls in that duo,
How
right?
many? One?
I
You have
would take
one?
their hold on. I would take their legacy, not their skill.
You got
We have
one over them? Because
we got one over them. They
Drew
have
Brees
more
Drew Brees
losing
won the Super
season.
Bowl,
Yeah, he did. He did. He won a Super
so you got
Bowl.
one over him. Oh yeah, yeah,
We got
okay.
we got one over them. That's still more Super Bowls. We don't have any losing records. They have losing records. So, you know what I'm saying? And we got more wins than them as a duo as well. So I'm just taking it. And I'm saying this again. I would take Big Ben over Drew Brees every time.
As
This
a
is this isn't
quarterback.
this is don't get mad. This isn't the yins in you, is it?
No, it's no.
Okay, okay,
I just think
okay.
Big Ben is a better quarterback than Drew Brees.
Nah,
You
I
know how people
mean,
say Russell Westbrook is a stat pattern? That's what I think of Drew Brees. I
Uh,
don't think of Drew Brees as a winner. I think as in someone
but
who gets a lot of stats.
here's what I'll say.
you
I
ain't
don't
saying
know.
that because
Drew Brees
Big
did
Ben
work with
wins.
Michael
That's the only.
Thomas, and Michael Thomas hasn't really done stuff since Drew Brees.
But Michael
Besides,
Thomas is
he's been
hurt.
hurt. He's been hurt, but I don't know. I mean, you
I
guys
don't know. I
definitely
gotta think about
accomplished
yeah.
more. I
I gotta
think
think about that
as a
one.
collective, you guys accomplished more. But like,
That's what I'm saying. I'll take their legacy rather than like their skill and like yeah no. Because Big Ben is always he's always had a surrounding
then
team
again, I've
to
been
define his legacy.
growing up watching Big Ben do the same bullshit the whole time, breaking Terrell Suggs sacks and finding someone
But he's like
50, 60,
500 pounds. What do you mean?
50, 60 yards down the field, like after he should have been down the first
Big Ben's a
time.
tight end playing quarterback.
See, people will look at the stats. Drew Brees obviously has better stats, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
but that's where I say he's a stat pattern. He's always gonna have the
How do you
stats.
pass that
Well,
as a
he's
quarterback?
also,
He's literally, honestly, he's just
but
he's just a less. This is gonna sound crazy when I say
Yeah.
this.
Wait for it.
Drew Brees and Kirk Cousins are the same quarterback.
can I tell you why I
No,
think
stop, stop,
Drew?
stop. I had
Yeah,
Drew
to think. I
that's
had
a
Brees,
to.
little
Nah,
wild.
stop it.
That's a little wild.
he's a more
Chubbs, what was
accurate
you about to
Kirk
say?
Cousins. He's a more accurate Kirk
I think
Cousins.
I honestly, you know why I think the stats. I mean, obviously, you think he chases stats, but if you look at the division, I think Ben's been in a harder division his whole career,
Whole career, without
and
a doubt.
the Saints division, it's been half and half. Iffy. Some teams are finally, you know, but like it wasn't like that the whole time. And then Saints weren't even that good of a team the whole time. So
All right. Well, so I guess the only thing with to compare them would you if you switch them to different teams, who would have the better season or who would have the better legacy?
I think
If Ben
obviously
played with Peyton
I'm gonna tell you
and
I
something.
don't, I don't think Drew Brees lasts in the AFC North. I don't think he lasts. I think
I
I'm
don't.
I
gonna
think
be
I
he,
feel
honest with
like
you,
the
Wayne.
Steelers have always had a good overall team, so that
The
Big Ben
Steelers have
wasn't
always had a
always.
defense.
That's what I'm saying.
He
The
would win
overall
not
team.
games.
not the back end
That's what I'm
of
saying.
his
I
career
agree.
though.
We're talking about
Of
their
Big
career
Ben's
as a
career.
collective, right?
Yeah, I'm saying the back end of Ben's career, he hasn't always had a defense.
He
Those
still
years
has
with
TJ Watt,
th-
dude.
those years
As
He had
with
as long as you
Shazier,
got
bro.
TJ
He
Watt,
had Le'Veon, but
no
still he had Le'Veon and AB, so that kind of helped. He
those
had two of the
with
best.
those
the
years,
only
we
things
didn't
he
have
hadn't had on
any.
that defense was a secondary.
But those years, no, because TJ Watt's only been there what 4 years.
You've always had a good D line. You've always had
No,
They've
linebackers.
been pretty
no, we
decent,
not
man.
always had linebackers. We had Chase Zero. That's
They've
it.
declined. They've declined, but they weren't like
I know you
trash,
guys.
bro.
Larry Foote's not trash, right?
That's the beginning of Ben's career. I
But
said the back end.
He's talking about like
I'm talking about in the
towards
middle.
the
Like,
Shazier
I'm talking
injury
about
years.
the yeah, like the AB years.
yeah,
Yeah.
We didn't
you got Vince Williams. What are you talking about?
look at that, Vince
Yeah.
Williams. Shout out Vince though. Shout out Vince. I love him, but no chance, bro. How many? So Drew
You had
Brees played.
Jarvis Jones.
Look at this guy,
They've
bro.
been they were decent. They weren't like
So Drew Brees played 18 years, right? He has 7 more wins than Ben, right?
In
Big
a
Ben
weaker
is
division.
in a weaker division. You gotta give that one. And then also, Big Ben is like the only quarterback ever to throw back to back 500 yards in a season, right?
I mean 5,000, but I hear you. I know what you
Five.
mean.
I'm saying like yards in a season and
Yeah,
five
I know
thousand.
what you're saying.
So like back to back games, right? With all that being said, obviously all that's why I think all pros. I think Drew Brees just benefit from being in a weaker division more in his career, but like I think legitimately Big Ben is a top 10 quarterback of all time.
yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Drew Brees is too though. So
Drew Brees is for sure, but I'm taking Ben before I put Drew Brees, and I know a
See,
lot of people have. They'll probably put Drew Brees in that top 5 position. I do
so
not think
top
Drew
10 is
Brees
a
is.
very sensitive subject because how do you rate these quarterbacks now from the Joe Montana who and those
I
quarterbacks
mean,
that are that are the
Joe Montana,
greats?
second greatest quarterback
But
of
I'm
all
saying like the
time.
Troy Aikman, like quarterbacks like
No,
that.
did you hear when Ryan
But
Clark
I'm
said it
asking
on
you, like
Ryan Clark said it the
it's
other day
hard
on
to
whatchamacallit
say that
that
right now. I mean, in our
Big
generation,
Ben
he's
was
definitely top 10. Sorry,
Big
but
Ben was the
go
best.
deep.
No, you good. Big Ben was like the best Steeler quarterback of all time by
yeah,
far.
better than
He
Terry
definitely.
Bradshaw.
Yeah,
I
not
would
yeah.
definitely.
They said that. I mean, I don't know. I
I
mean, I
would
Yeah,
think
never
he's the
really,
best.
he's old, but
but let's talk.
Hey,
Let's switch
hold on.
gears here a little bit.
Let's have a
Go.
moment of silence for the Ravens Steelers rivalry that Ben will never be in after this year because that was a hell of a rivalry. I'll give him his kudos.
he's not coming back.
I don't think. I think this is his
He better
last
not
year.
come back. He better not come back, man.
I would die laughing if
Hey,
he
if they
came
make
back
a
another
run, he
year.
should though. If they make a
Nah,
run,
if he makes a run and it's gonna be like a Ray Lewis situation. My last ride.
I think it's really going to be that situation.
You
I
think it's
think
fixed? Like because people
yeah.
thought it was fixed that year for the Ravens. You
let's
think it's fixed for Ben?
it, that was 100% fixed,
I
and you
think it
can't
might
tell me
be. I think it might be because
you
I
can't
saw
tell me
some.
anything you think.
I
But
saw some
I'm gonna say
crazy stuff.
if we beat the Chiefs, we're winning the Super Bowl. If we beat the Chiefs, we're winning the Super Bowl.
No,
Either
you're not.
way,
You know why
the
you're not?
the AFC representative, and I'm going to say this right now, the AFC representative is coming from the AFC North.
You know why you won't.
Why?
If you run into Derek, you have the 32nd rushing defense right now.
We don't worry about Derrick Henry. We always stop
Wayne,
Derrick Henry.
Wayne,
y'all
you
not about
guys
to
would have
win.
lost that game against us if we didn't have such a dumb
Yeah.
offensive
Listen,
coordinator and didn't
Well,
continue to run the football against y'all.
the
You
key
guys were
word
getting
in
run
that
all over. Like Derrick Henry's coming back. You
Derrick.
guys are stopping Derrick Henry.
Last time our run defense was
Wayne,
good, and we
y'all
shut
play the
down
Chiefs
Derrick
first,
Henry.
right?
Yeah, we played them
They
first.
can
That
beat
was the
them.
key word. The key word in this, no, they're
They
not
can
going to
beat
beat the
them.
Chiefs. Man. You're not
The
going to beat the
Chiefs
Chiefs.
secondary is garbage.
Yeah, but they're not going to beat the Chiefs, man. Like I
It,
doubt they
they
beat the
could give
Chiefs.
him a game.
It's
They'll
gonna be
give them
all
a
right.
game. They'll give them a game.
If we keep it till the fourth quarter,
The
we're winning.
only the only thing that's gonna hurt y'all is how bad is Najee hurt because he was playing hurt towards the end. He was like his right arm was still. He
Yeah,
was doing
we'll
everything with his left arm.
we'll
So
see. But
that's a
like I
big
said,
part of y'all.
either way, the representative from the AFC North, from the AFC will be someone from the AFC North. I'm saying that now. Um, let's get into it though. Chargers Raiders, right? Watch that game. As a Steeler fan, that was probably the most. I'm like, yo, this shit's fixed. It's going to be a tie. Well, let me say one thing. Justin Herbert is freaking amazing, and
He
it's going
is.
to be scary to see him, Joe Burrow, for the next couple years. They're literally going to run the AFC. Him, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes. Because Patrick Mahomes is still young. Like, he has at least 10 more years in him. So,
Mm.
kind of crazy to think about that.
What about Mac Jones?
Don't
None
bring
of
Mac
the
Jones up, dude.
Johnson.
Mac
He's a
Jones.
plug-in. He's a plug-in guy.
Matt Castle.
I mean, you see what they did to the
He just so.
Jaguars.
He just. Yeah, yeah. You see what
We're,
the
we're
Colts did
gonna
to the Jaguars?
we're gonna talk about that a little bit. But yo, quick question: where do you guys put Derek Carr right now in the league? What top is he? Top 10? Top
No,
15?
No,
no.
He's not top 10.
I think he's
no.
overrated if you're putting him top 10.
All right, what 10 quarterbacks you taking over him right now that are playing?
Aaron Rodgers, Tom
hmm
Brady,
I believe he
Matt
like he.
Stafford.
I'm not. I don't know if
Uh,
I'll take Matt Stafford over
I'm
him right
taking
now.
Matt Stafford over him. Um, who else
You
am I
said
putting?
you saying right now, like playing
I
now, or
gotta
just
think
like
Playing
about that.
playing right now. He threw for four. He threw for almost 5,000 yards.
yeah, Matt
Had a
Stafford been
60.
slumming,
That's saying he
but
had a
I'm
68
I'm
still
a
touchdown.
taking Matt Stafford over Matt
Patrick
Stafford.
Mahomes. Sorry, that's 4. Josh Allen 5. Um, shit, I gotta think of these guys now.
Does Matt Stafford do what
I
Derek Carr
take Big
do?
Ben over Derek Carr right now.
No, zero
Ryan
chance.
Tannehill, come on now, come on.
Fuck, nah, I can't even
I
say
What?
don't.
that with a straight
I'm
face.
not. I'm not taking Ryan Tannehill over
Why
Derek
not?
Carr.
He's
I honestly think
All
no
right,
other
all right.
he's
quarterback.
been playing
I'm
without
taking.
AJ
I'm still
Brown and
taking
Julio
Lamar over
Jones.
Derek
What do you
Carr.
mean? And Derrick Henry.
That's my
He's been
Mm.
playing
6.
without all
I'm
three of them,
taking
and they still
Lamar
the
over
number one
Derek.
seed. Like, I mean,
I mean, that is a good case right there, Theo. But if you think about this, right?
So okay, keep going,
Give me
guys.
name one receiver on. Well, you got Hunter Renfro, but I just don't see any other quarterback with all the things that the Raiders went through. It's hard for me to see that I can say 10 other
Can I
quarterbacks.
well,
can I
that's what I'm
make a
saying. Like,
point to this though?
Yeah, let's go.
Of course he's gonna have them type of yards because he's been having to pass a shit ton of
yeah,
passes each
that's what I was
game
about to
because
say.
their defense sucks
That's what I was about to
and
say.
they
He led it,
every
but I'm
game is
saying,
a big is like their game is like either they score at least
but
28 points
my
and
point
either
is,
lose or win.
look at everything the Raiders went through this year, right? How does he take that team to the playoffs? You think name me 10 other quarterbacks that can do that? I don't think you can. I think you can probably get to 7, but I don't think you can get
You
past that.
you know why they're in the playoffs?
That division suspect.
That and the Ravens called cover zero blitz on them week one, and Henry Ruggs ran right by our DBs. That's why.
That division
Yeah.
is not suspect though, because that almost had 3 teams in that division make the playoffs.
So does the NFC East every year, Wayne. So I'm not hearing what you.
No,
So does the NFC
no,
East
bro,
every
that
year.
division not suspect. They got top. They got Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes in that division. It's a really
I
good
think he
division.
Patrick Mahomes, but Justin
The
Herbert, he's still on the
Titan,
rise. He's still on the
the
rise. The
Titan
Chargers
division
aren't,
is
you know,
suspect.
the
But
Titans.
I really think I just don't know. 68% completion percentage, 4,800 yards passing, 23
I think
touchdowns.
I can.
He
I think
did
I
he
think I
did
can
throw
get 10.
14
I think I can
14
get 10.
interceptions.
I can get
14
10.
interceptions, and he had a QB rating of 94. And that's down from last year. I'll give you that. He threw more interceptions than last year as well. But go ahead, give me 10 quarterbacks you think that are better than Derek Carr.
Aaron Rodgers, Tom
Yeah.
Brady, Russell Wilson, Patty
Russell
Mahomes.
Wilson this year. Russell Wilson
Yeah,
this
he's
year.
saying right now. So
I'm
I
t-
was that's what I was thinking. He
I'm
said right
still taking
now.
Russ, bro.
Russ is not better
Oh.
than him this year. No
Patty
chance.
Mahomes, Josh Allen. I'm taking
I'm
Lamar.
t-
I don't care.
No,
I'm
no,
taking Lamar at
Lamar's not
6.
playing. You can't count Lamar.
I'm he.
you
Hey,
can't count him.
hey, Pro Bowler. I
Hey,
don't care. Hey, I'm taking Kyler Murray. What's that?
Mhm.
forgot about Kyler
7
Murray.
at 7. Matt Stafford.
I'm
8.
not taking Stafford. We'll go
I'm
ahead.
taking Maddie Stafford.
I think they're
Um,
tied. You got Burrow, Herbert.
Dak Prescott. What's that? 9? Is that 9?
Dak did not play better than him this year.
I'm taking Dak over him.
Oh no, Wayne. Yeah, Dak. Definitely Dak. Definitely
You
Dak.
think Dak Prescott played better than him?
Come on, bro. He's playing with the Cowboys, and he's a top seed, not top seed, but a decent seed in the
Shit, he
Yeah.
might.
And they like won
Hey,
that division
he
this
might
year
be
by a long
10,
shot
but
too.
I might
So,
put Tannehill over him just to get my
I
10.
think they're a tie. I think they're a tie. But all right, if that's what you
I'm
guys
not
see. All
trying
right,
Tannehill, bro. Tannehill is pretty good.
Oh,
you.
Justin Herbert. I'm taking that's there. Boom.
I said Justin Herbert, Joe Herbert, and Joe Burrow.
And
You
Drew
put them.
Burrow. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's 10. There's 10, Wayne.
All
There's
right,
more than
I
10.
can see
Yeah.
it. But he's a top 15 quarterback
Oh,
easily, though.
easily. I'll agree
All
with
right, okay.
that. I'll agree
Bro,
with that.
percent. He's gonna make some money in this offseason. Whenever
I
he decides to go somewhere.
He's going back to the Raiders.
You think so?
He said that he doesn't want to play for any other organization, and he's actually said in interviews that if he wasn't a Raider, he would retire. And
All
he's that
right.
type of dude. You know,
He is that type of guy.
I believe every word that dude says. He's a born again Christian. I mean, not born again Christian. He's a Christian man.
That's that. All right, let's get to the real issues. The Colts. Where the hell did DL just go?
I have no idea, but let's roll it. The Colts.
The Colts just blew up. The Colts blew up their season by losing to the worst team in the league. So
I don't.
my question for you guys is, what is next for the Colts? Do they keep Carson Wentz or do they get rid of Carson Wentz? Because the last 2 weeks of the season, he obviously played terrible. He didn't have a good year, honestly. They relied heavily on Jonathan Taylor.
You know what I say?
Um,
Blow it all up.
we you can't blow it all up. Let me see. So the last
Keep
2 weeks,
keep Jonathan Taylor in that offensive line. Blow everything up. And Darius
so
Leonard
the
on defense.
I
last two
mean,
weeks he had a completion percentage of 58 and 59. Only threw for one touchdown, and he threw for less than 200 yards each time.
So
Um,
what I'll say is I don't think he's coming back. This was his
they have
last.
him on contract for 4 years, for three
They,
more years.
they gave him a contract extension.
He had a contract with Philly.
yeah, he got
I,
traded, right?
oh wait, did he extend with Philly?
Yeah, he extended with Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's their hit on cap. It's not Eagles hit
Hmm.
anymore.
Yep, it's their hit. So
Damn,
he
they're
threw
they're
he
they're
threw
screwed.
27 touchdowns this year. Only threw 7 interceptions. Right. He had a QBR of 54, which is average. Right. Which is actually his QBR was better this year than it was last year. Um, and better than his rookie year QBR as well, obviously. But and obviously they had some issues with the offensive line in the beginning of the season, but they got that right. So you say blow it up, get rid of him.
I think so. I mean, if they, I mean, I didn't know he was down for 3 years, but all right. Here's what I'll say. I'll give him the benefit of doubt. I'll give him one more year because this year's quarterback class is not that great. I mean, they're not bad, but they're not like from previous years. So I would give him another year behind it. But if you're doing that, you need to get another big time receiver to work with him because right now all he has is Michael Pittman. Yeah, he has Ty. Ty is old. He has Zach
Pa-
Pascal. Pascal's okay, but
Paris Campbell
he's not an X factor receiver. Michael
and
Pittman
Michael
is
Pittman. Not even Michael Pittman's really a number two on any other team in the
you know what he
league.
reminds me of, and he's like a little bit lesser Chase Claypool right now.
Yeah,
Mike
I can
and
agree
Mike
with that.
Williams, yeah, Mike Williams type of guy.
I mean, he had 1,000 yards this year, 6 touchdowns,
I
which
mean,
is it's all right, but that's not
that's what
number
he's
one
supposed to do.
receiver
He's the
numbers.
number. He's I mean, but he's their number one receiver, so he's supposed to
Yeah,
have their best
you do.
stats.
I agree. You do need to get Carson Wentz a big time weapon because
And
if you don't have a big weapon, he's just throwing to Michael Pittman. And I'm sorry, Michael Pittman being your number one receiver is not going to get it done when they're stacking the box with 9 because you have Jonathan Taylor.
right. I mean, like their defense is straight. They have a good D line. They have a good linebacking
I
core.
mean,
They could
when
use a
y'all
DBs, another DB.
the Steelers do it with Big Ben.
We do it, and we usually suck and look terrible for the first half of every game.
Definitely do it with Big
I
Ben.
hate I hate watching y'all and playing and
We
watch like your
we look
games. Like
terrible, so I'm saying,
The
Oh
first
no,
half, I'm like this game is easy as shit. Like we're gonna run this
but
game.
but the Steelers have Deontay Johnson. Michael Pittman is not Deontay Johnson. or Chase Claypool.
You got all your guys are kind of turning up
Similar.
towards second half. It's
No, I don't know.
weird.
I think ever since Carson Wentz got hurt to begin with, like he just been downhill anyway.
Yeah,
I
but
never really seen.
I think you give him one more year. I think you give him one more year, get him another weapon, whether it's a safety blanket tight end, you get him like a nice tight end. Because I don't who is their tight end. I don't even know who their tight end
Their
is.
tight end is Mo Alley Cox.
I mean, he's cool, but you need
He's
to get
he's
it,
serviceable.
or you need to get him a slot receiver that will work out, or another
Well,
tight end.
I would say the Alabama wide receiver would have been nice for them, but he's probably going to be a late first rounder now because he tore his ACL. So
And I don't think they have any first round picks either, so that's unfortunate. They
there's
have
some
a
good
second round
there's some good
picks.
receivers
You
out
could get
there.
somebody in the second round, but yeah, I think we give Carson Wentz another year, see where it goes, and see what happens. Um,
But this is his last. Like I don't see him going past this year unless he like. Because let's be honest, Carson Wentz
I honestly,
after he tore
I think,
his
I
ACL,
still think if you give him the requisite parts, he is still a good tight end, a good quarterback. I think he's
dude,
still a top 15 quarterback in the league.
Tough
he
to say.
fools you. He
He
gives you
definitely
like good
does.
games, and then he like shits the bed.
He's like Jared Goff. Like
No, he's
Dude,
better than Jared Goff,
he's
bro.
not better
dude,
than Jared Goff, bro.
But
how
we
do
seen
you
him.
throw those interceptions
He
against the
threw one.
Jaguars?
He threw one interception, and if
He
you
threw
watch that
two,
game,
right?
Do
Or
you see what he
he
does?
had two
Like,
turnovers.
do you see how he
yeah,
He
turns the ball
fumbled.
over?
yeah, he fumbled. But if you watch that game, I went back and watched some highlights and everything. Their defensive line, the Jaguars' defensive line, they need to be tested because the way they played, they destroyed that Colts offensive line all game long. Jonathan Taylor had no room to run, absolutely no room to
Oh,
run.
I know. I got him on my fantasy. He's
He had
RIP my
no,
money.
yeah, absolutely no room to run at all. I think that was probably one of his worst games of the year easily. They were literally on a 4th and 1 and on the goal line, 4th and 1 on the 1 yard line, and they had like I think they had like 3 tries on the 1 yard line, and they could not. And then they got a fourth down stop, like they could not score. So you can't blame that on Carson Wentz because if you actually look at the game, like yeah, he messed up, he threw an interception, yeah, he fumbled, but that defensive line for the Jaguars played their best game yet of the season. If they played like that all year long, they would literally be a playoff team.
So what you're telling us is Jacksonville's a prime destination.
For
Jacksonville,
Carson Wentz.
I'm
No,
saying Jackson. I can see Jacksonville being like the Bengals
for
in 2 or 3
Brian
years.
Flores.
Mm, what to say?
We can get into that. We can get into that. But all right, let's here. Let's go talk about the coaches
I'm
that
just
were
trolling.
fired. Let's talk about the coaches that were fired. So we lost. Brian Flores got fired. Mike
Moment of
Zimmer.
silence.
Mike Zimmer. The who else got fired? Uh, Joe Judge got fired today after everybody thought he was going to get fired yesterday.
You got Mike Zimmer. You got Joe Judge.
Vic Fangio,
Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy,
Dropped
And
like
Fangio,
flies.
Fangio.
if you really want to say, still they got to fill Gruden's spot. So
You
and
gotta feel good
Urban
in
Meyer.
spot. Urban Meyer
And
spot
Urban Meyer. Yep.
and Fangio from the Broncos. So I'm gonna go on rants. First rant is there's no way in hell Brian Flores should get fired when he went 4-2 versus Bill Belichick since he's been the Dolphins coach. That's number one. Yeah, your camera it looks terrible. Two, uh,
I'm tired of
two,
you coming on my products, man.
It's definitely pixelated right now, but
yeah, fix your settings, bro. But
Oh man.
it's all
so
good. Oh, hey, I'm listening. Oh, okay.
Better?
uh,
Nah,
no.
it's same.
So,
I can't
so,
tell.
Same.
say. But I don't know if you got a greasy. All
Oh,
right.
just
All
hoping.
right.
Seriously, Brian Flores should never got fired. There's no way in hell. I think they said they had to choose between him and Tua.
All
That's still
right.
bullshit. You got to keep Brian Flores. That team was literally they went on a 7 game win streak, had a chance to make the playoffs. Last year they just got unlucky. They went 10-6. You never go 10-6 and not make the playoffs. That's insane. I
That
don't know why
happens.
they I don't know that, but that's a
It's
rare
not the
thing to
first time
happen.
that's happened either. The Browns did
And
that one year, if you
yeah,
remember.
I know, but that's very rare that that happens. So I just feel like there's no way you should get rid of a coach like that. He had a winning record overall. He's been the best Dolphins coach they had in a
I,
while. The players loved him. Everybody loved him.
you're
I
you're
just
not
think
you're not wrong.
terrible,
How long
terrible,
he's been?
terrible
How long has he
mistake.
been there?
He's been there for like 3 years, right? Two,
Three or
three, I think.
4 years.
I think
Three
it's
or four
three.
years.
Three. I think it's three, because his second year they drafted Tua, which was last year. He was rookie,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
um, I honestly think it's a mistake too. I mean, like you said, not many people in the division gets up on
Also,
Bill Belichick early, like early in their career, and the fact that he was 4-2. I mean, you could speak to what you saw, Dio, because you're a Patriot fan. Like
I mean, yeah, but
they had your
I just feel
numbers
like
most
though when
games.
it's not even that, but when it's hard to tell because with divisional games like anybody's liable. Like I see it all the time. The freaking Bengals just came out of the division, so like
Right.
division games is tendency based. That's why like Georgia beat Alabama. You know what I'm saying? It's tendencies, but so I don't know. The Dolphins, they always do get our number once a year. This time they got it twice, but I don't know. That's pretty good
It
record. That's a
happens.
pretty good record. Against us. So I don't know. They got fired.
It
yeah.
doesn't make any sense because I mean I know that they whole year they were like saying he was saying what the GM wanted to hear. Tua is my guy, Tua is my quarterback and he's going to be a quarterback of the future. He even said that I think towards the end, like last couple weeks, that
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
he's rolling with Tua. So it's really odd. Like what they have a meeting right
Yeah, I
after
mean,
week
yeah.
18, and he was like, "Yeah, I know we won, but Tua's not it now." Like I don't think he said that. Like I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
And I feel
So
like the Dolphins, they've been building too. So like, oh yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
it's just weird.
Like
you messed that up.
he has
Yeah.
been the guy saying, "Let's trade this guy and get these and see if it works." And the GM's the one that's been getting the picks,
Mm-hmm.
but he's the one giving the ideas.
Right.
That's like imagine if and I just hey this always happens to black coaches. Just like imagine if Cliff Kingsbury would have got fired like after that first year with Kyler.
He wouldn't.
Like
He
it just
wouldn't.
didn't make
He
sense.
wouldn't.
And remember, and the coach that Cliff Kingsbury took job, that guy was only there for a year and he got fired.
This
Now
is
he's like,
how you know it was personal, Wayne, because Marvin Lewis had a job for years,
mm-hmm,
years with like mediocre 7-9, 8-8 seasons with the Bengals, and he still had his job every season.
mm-hmm.
I mean,
I don't
eventually
know.
they got
I
rid of
think
him, but
I just saw an article where it basically said the GM was mad like in 2019 when they were ass and they're about to get tanked for the first seed. He wanted Brian Flores to tank, but Brian Flores was like, "I'm not doing that in my first season." So I think they had some animosity there, but it's just wild to me. And before I was gonna say Eric Bieniemy should be like the number one head coaching like
it's not.
person, it's not. Brian Flores has to be the number one,
And he
like who
is.
everybody
If
wants. He has
if you are seeing reports, he is the favorite. Like Chicago wants him, and they're going
if
to
I were
interview him for head coach.
if I were him, I would try to get the Vikings job.
I disagree. I think the Broncos are the most viable right now. Well, besides the Raiders, because they're technically the best look because they're the playoff team, right? But if we're talking about the ones that aren't playoff teams that are doing the process right now,
Mm-hmm.
I think the Broncos have the best
See,
thing.
the reason,
They got a decent line, a young line. They got running backs and a good young running back. They got the receivers. They
but
got
you
tight
don't have the
ends.
quarterback.
You just don't got quarterback, and you got the defense. All they're missing is
So,
a quarterback.
so the reason why I say Brian Flores should go to the Vikings is because you have everything you want on offense, right? He is literally known for turning defenses around. So he could turn that Vikings defense around, which is the bad part of their team. Now he has an offense. He has Justin Jefferson. He has Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, and Kirk Cousins. If
That's
he
the
could turn
problem.
it, if he could turn that defense into a top 15 defense, there's nothing telling me that they cannot make it to the NFC
Let me
Championship.
let me ask you a question, Wayne.
Hmm.
He had issues with Tua and Tua's play style, right?
Kirk Cousins is way better than Tua. Don't start.
I know that, but I think you know Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins will Kirk Cousin.
He had a great year though.
He sold though towards the end of
But that's what I'm
it.
saying. If he can make the
He's gonna
defense
want to
work,
get him out of there. Why would you want a guy that sells a bag in the most critical
no,
moments?
they're going to run the ball because they have one of the top running backs in the league, right? Then they have an excellent receiver. If he can, the reason why Kirk Cousins blows the bag is because he's in shootouts. If you can have the defense not put him in shootouts where it doesn't have to come down to the end of the game, he will be fine. He will be fine.
I don't think Brian Flores wants to rebuild another defense just for someone to take it from him again. I'm pretty sure he would like to start out with a defense
But I just don't see. I wouldn't want to go to the Broncos because, like
because
you said, there's no good quarterbacks in this draft, really. No game
yeah,
changers.
but
So who? Rodgers is not leaving.
I
I'm
don't
telling
think
you,
he's
Aaron.
leaving either. But I mean, Denver could be a destination. You never know. But uh, Teddy Bridgewater's not it. So he's gone. I think he's gone. I think they get rid of Drew Lock too. So
You know, like Teddy B.
I don't think he's that
He's
great.
inconsistent. Yeah, I agree.
I think he's
He's inconsistent.
overrated. And me and Wayne had a heated argument over Teddy B's like play. I think he's overrated.
He's
I
not
I
don't.
overrated. He
He's
just
rated just where
here's
he
my
is.
argument,
yeah, he's
Dio.
just
No,
inconsistent.
here's my
He's
argument.
properly rated.
He
He's
was
properly
talking.
rated.
He was talking. He was talking like this man was like you would want him to be your starting quarterback. The way he was talking. If he was like the way that this man was talking, would he still be in New Orleans, Dio?
Like how he's playing now.
Would he be quarterback in New
No,
Orleans?
not now. No, 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 no. But if he
I'm
was,
saying, but no, not even now. If he was supposed to be like that, wouldn't you think instead of Taysom Hill, Sean Payton would say Teddy Bridgewater is Drew
yo,
Brees' successor
What we're
definitely,
not gonna do is act
definitely,
like
I agree with that.
Sean Payton doesn't have some weird obsession
with
with the
white
full
quarterbacks?
with the fullback Taysom Hill.
I know. With the white quarterback,
He tried
It's
to
the
make
glove,
Taysom.
bro. It's
He
the
tried to
glove.
make Taysom Hill start over Jameis Winston.
Yeah, that's
Right.
crazy. Taysom
Teddy
Hill.
Bridgewater has led teams to the playoffs. He's led that Vikings team that Kirk Cousins cannot lead to the playoffs yet to the playoffs.
well,
Right.
I did not discredit any Vikings thing. I said he
And
hasn't been same since Vikings.
and
I
and
did
then
say
the
that.
let's really get to the precipice of the argument because Chubb said that Terrell Huntley was a
You don't even know how
better
to say his name. Don't even say. So
Tyler,
so let me.
Tyler
I
Tyler
retracted.
Huntley.
I'll tell you. Let me tell the
Tyler.
story. Let me tell you because
He
it's
said,
my story. It's
no,
my
no, no.
story, right?
Go
So
to you. He
so
said that Tyler
so
Huntley was
so
better than Teddy
so
Bridgewater.
DL. So DL. Up
Nah, I'm
until
not.
this weekend,
Let me hear the. Let me hear the.
I said based off what he has done, total yardage and all that nonsense, and the way he can use the throw the ball and use his legs, I said he was worth in my eyes, and I've heard multiple other people say it that some teams would consider giving a second round pick at the most, at the least, a third round pick for him next year. The way he was playing against the Rams and the Packers, because he was going off of total yards of 250 against Rams defense, and he
Is
went
he
over.
play, is he a
Stop,
running back? Are we
stop, stop,
like
stop,
why
stop,
would
stop, stop, stop. And he had over 300 yards against the Packers, going toe to toe with Aaron Rodgers, scoring 4 total touchdowns. I was saying based off what he has put out.
This year, yeah. If you're going
He's
off of
messed up.
play this
He's
year,
messed up plenty of times. He needs to learn how
yeah,
to finish, but
yeah, he
he's
needs to.
always driving the team down the field.
If he had more playing time and if he was in a system and was playing, yeah, he would be a decent quarterback. But to say nah, not better than Teddy Bridgewater, bro. Not from not the Panthers and the New Orleans Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater on the
The
Broncos,
reason
yes.
why
and
I would rather have Huntley is because he can impact the game more than Teddy right now.
It's
Teddy,
because
I
he's
am
like
not worried about Teddy
you want
Bridgewater
to have
running.
Huntley because he's the epitome of Lamar Jackson. He's just not.
he's
He's
literally
literally
great.
a fat
Yes or
Great.
Lamar
no?
Jackson. That's what
Yes
he
or
He's
no?
is.
li-
Is yes
he's
or no?
literally
Isn't the game evolving just like the game of basketball evolved?
That's true.
But the
But
best,
The
but the best
quarterback is
quarterback.
not the
but the
quarterback is
best
not just.
quarterback isn't a running back.
I'm not saying that, but all right. Look at all these quarterbacks coming out. Most of them can also do what other than pass. They can also use their legs.
But
I'm
Chubbs,
But you
saying
would never
that's
say
this
Mike. But you would
model.
never say Michael Vick is better than Tom Brady, because Michael Vick is the best dual threat quarterback of
Are
all
we
time.
are we comparing Teddy Bridgewater to Tom
No, I'm
Brady
I'm
and
using your
Michael Vick and
example of
Tyler
saying the
Huntley?
game is evolving. It doesn't matter as a quarterback. You got to be able to
even
stay in the pocket
you,
and strike,
you
bro.
yeah,
That's
And
more
those
that's
are.
more
I'm
effective
saying
than
he
being able to
can,
run.
but I'm saying most of these teams against the Ravens for sure because look at their offensive line this year.
They
Hey,
just they
but
just
They're
the
have
game.
no
rushing.
fit.
They're rushing four defensive linemen. You're telling me you don't want a quarterback that looks okay?
All right, but like I
Nobody's
said,
open. I'm gonna go get 5 yards, 6 yards, easy,
hey
Most
Chubbs,
quarterbacks could do that in the league, Chubbs.
Chubbs. All right, well this should kill your whole argument.
effectively.
What happened to Lamar this year?
He got hurt because of the
Exactly,
fucking
because he
pass
was
rush.
scrambling out of the pocket,
No,
and
no, he
if he
got
would have
hurt.
stepped up in the pocket,
He, he would have got if he would have stepped up in the pocket, he would have got sparked. He would have.
either
You clearly didn't watch any of the games because
I
this
did,
man,
but no,
this man was. We had
he was
Villanueva
he was
and
running for yeah, bro. He was running for his life, bro.
backup right tackles blocking T.J. Watt
All
He
I'm
was
saying
running for
is
his life.
Teddy and
all year.
DL
Yeah,
agrees with me. Teddy Bridgewater went for a 6th round pick last year. There is no way in hell that Huntley was
I
going for
said
a
it's a
second or third.
possibility. You've seen
second
crazier things. You've seen crazier things.
There was a
versus
You've seen crazier
snowball's
things.
chance in hell
I
that he
get
was
You've
going
seen
for that.
crazier things,
Teddy
man.
Bridgewater's rate. Yeah, he's rated what he should be. He's not overrated, man.
He's not overrated.
He's just inconsistent.
So what is
All
he
right.
top 25?
Top 32.
Yeah. So yeah,
Top
top
32.
32. Yeah. Right.
All right.
Okay.
My next gripe is the Joe Judge firing. And the reason why I'm mad that Joe Judge got fired is because they were supposed to do it yesterday. I think
Yeah.
I think the Giants got punked by the media and everybody criticizing them for not firing him. So
Well,
they've caved into that.
you know why this started?
He was
You know,
talking too much shit though.
well,
That's why he got fired.
besides that, you know what sparked like this guy needs to get fired during the game of the Giants and Washington game?
Because he ran a QB sneak on
We're at
third
a
and
QB
nine.
sneak on 3rd and 9. Like, who
You
does that?
sleep.
They
What
were
you
down
mean?
by like 2 touchdowns.
You ain't never see Daniel Jones' house.
Daniel Jones is hurt. You know who it was, DL? It was Mike Glennon.
Did not watch the game. I don't watch the Giants play, man.
It was Mike Glennon. Like,
The Giants were terrible. There was no fixing anything they
Yeah.
did. They
dude,
just
no.
Daniel Jones is
That
he's just not
team,
good.
that team was supposed
He's,
to be like better than that.
because that's why I say he shouldn't have got fired.
You see how
He have a
much
bad
money
year.
they spent this
But
offseason?
he had a bad year this year. Granted, they had a bad year, but last year
Saquon
they didn't.
sucked this year, by the way.
Yeah, last year they didn't. They got to revisit drafting Saquon with that pick because that's clearly he's not doing what he's
Well,
supposed to do.
I
you
mean, he
never come
did
back from
come
an
off of
ACL,
a
man. You
crucial
never come back
injury.
from an ACL. No running back ever does.
Look what happened. I
Yeah,
mean, Todd Gurley was a top running back at one point. That knee tendonitis, like, because of him tearing his shit so much.
he's not even in the league, right? Todd
No,
Gurley's not.
he was supposed to be a Raven. But I mean, not supposed to, but they were looking at him in the offseason, and then they were like, I guess they looked at his knee and they're like, okay, this is not what we want.
Yeah, so I mean, I think first of all, Lewis Riddick from ESPN should be the Giants GM head coach. I don't know. I think they have 2 picks.
So this is who's so this is a little insider stuff for
Harbaugh.
you.
Mhm.
It just
Harbaugh.
happened recently, but the Giants are looking to hire the Ravens player personnel person as their GM. So if they in fact hire that guy as their new GM, I won't be surprised if the Giants sign Wink Martindale as their next head coach, the defense coordinator from the Ravens.
The Giants have the 6th and 7th pick
But I'm saying,
in the
but you
draft
hear what I'm
coming up.
saying. That's
Ooh,
my
back to
prediction.
backs. Mm.
I
With,
think if the Ravens person gets hired as GM, I think Wake Martindale will be their next head coach.
see with me now. The way the NFL is going, I just don't think you hire Wade Martindale's your defensive coordinator.
Yep.
I just don't think you hire defensive coordinators anymore.
What do you mean?
If you're good, they have to draft a QB, right? Or they have to develop Daniel Jones. I think you need to get an offensive minded coach.
I
You
don't
have to.
necessarily agree with that.
Like for example, like with like I think the reason why I say Brian Flores should go to
Mm,
the Vikings is because they need defense. They have a quarterback already, a veteran quarterback. When you are trying to groom a young quarterback, I think you need an offensive minded coach.
But
Or unless you're gonna get
there's
the
a
best
lot.
offensive coordinator.
There's
And
a
I don't
good
and
bit
I
of
think
defensive minded coaches out there though, and they're head coaches, right?
with the young quarterbacks, there's none. There's none.
I guess.
Unless
Oh no, Ro-
you probably say Belichick, but he
Ro-
has Josh McDaniels.
Robert Sala.
he has Josh McDaniels. I was gonna say,
Robert Sala is a
And look
defensive
and look
minded
and look
coach.
how bad Zach Wilson looked this year.
Granted, they really don't have anybody on that
I
team.
mean,
I
I was
mean,
about to
No,
say,
I'm not.
you play
That's not.
Madden. They don't really
I,
got receivers, right?
I was gonna say that, but then everybody said they stole the draft this year. They had excellent draft
The
picks.
reason why they're gonna say that is because they did draft a good offensive lineman that in time he
They
will
got
be
offensive
good,
lineman. They got Eli Moore. They
and
got Zach Wilson.
they got their quarterback, and Elijah Moore did play well this year
He
for
did,
what it's worth. And I mean, I give
but
Zach
Zach
Wilson
Wilson looked
time.
bad. But he
Gotta
looked
give him
bad.
time. He did look bad this year, but you got to give him time. He's only
You know
first
when
year rookie.
you need a guru offensive coordinator, and I
Trevor
think it's
Lawrence
tough.
threw how many interceptions this year? The
He had
most.
Urban Meyer, who was dancing in strip clubs.
Okay. You,
Urban Meyer did not want that job.
Robert Saleh's defensive minded. Zach Wilson doesn't have an offensive minded coach. I mean, give him a
That's what
year,
I'm saying.
right?
That's what I'm saying. I think you have to do that because, like for example, the Bears they need to go get an offensive minded coach. Jaguars need to get an offensive minded coach. You have to get someone that can go in there and develop these quarterbacks. You need that. If you're going to keep Daniel Jones, you need to get a quarterback that's going to develop him. They screwed him over by making Jason Garrett their offensive coordinator. I don't know why the hell they would ever do something like that. And I think
they,
once you hire a new coach, it's very hard
or they need
to
to
go.
start hiring like quarterback coaches for. You see what Brian Leftwich, like Brian
Uh,
Leftwich, like
see, I don't think he's
honestly,
going to be a good head coach.
who?
I mean, he's a
Leftwich.
candidate.
I know he is, but I think he's
Yeah,
getting set up for failure.
I wouldn't take the Giants job. If I'm Brian Leftwich, I would try to him and Jaguar. He's the Jaguars legend, so I could see him there. But if I'm him, I'm
hmm
trying to take the Bears job more than anything else, or the
I
Raiders job.
is Jim Harbaugh a possible candidate?
Nah, he's
No.
not leaving Michigan.
Yeah,
The only
yeah.
reason why I
I'm
don't
about to
see him
say
listed
after
Michigan.
this year. That's why.
I know these NFL coaches get paid, but them college coaches.
Man,
They
you see what
control
happened to Urban
everything.
Meyer too.
I'm saying like
Yeah,
this was Jim Harbaugh's best year so far at Michigan. He's not gonna.
They're not winning shit, but he should. He's not going to leave there. He's just going to be a legacy there. He finally beat Ohio State. They're
That's all.
feeling good.
As long as he continues to be Ohio State, he will be their coach.
I am seeing Bill O'Brien, and I don't understand why Bill
The
O'Brien.
reason why
T-
Bill O'Brien is getting it is because he's been how many years out? Like a year
This
and a half.
year, a year and a half, he
Year and
was
a
what
half.
he was Alabama's offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's why,
But their offense looked better last year when he wasn't there.
dude. All you need to say is while he was running the offense, he has a Heisman quarterback that he.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, my biggest gripe is with Joe Judge. I don't think he should have got fired. He's only been there for 2 years, and you guys craved into the New York media hype, and I think that's just a bad look. Um,
Yeah,
that's it.
that team was destined for failure.
All right. The next big conversation we got is MVP. It's down to two people: Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
I already know where DL's going.
Who-
you don't because I'm not about to be biased. I don't think Tom Brady
You wouldn't
is
be
the
biased
MVP
though,
this year. I
because
would be.
Look at his stats. He's number one in everything, technically, right?
But Aaron Rodgers is just different, man. He's been playing differently this year. Like we
You
used
I'm
could
to
gonna
say
see
the
give
Tom.
same thing about Tom
That's
Brady
nah.
before his
Tom Brady
injuries.
always plays like that. Tom Brady's he's always played. He's always played. Come on, Chris. Don't give me that look.
Always,
Always, yes. Tom
always.
Brady always come fourth quarter comebacks. Always, having to pick up the slack for the defense most of the time. But nah.
That
Aaron
defense.
Rodgers on a different level this year.
I,
I'm gonna
Definitely.
give the I'm, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
give the
give both of
stats
them
for you guys.
the benefit of doubt real quick. Both team has both teams have great defenses. Both
Yeah.
teams got great
Now I
wide
want to say
receivers.
great. Tampa Bay's defense
A-
suspect some at
Aaron
times.
Rodgers, the only reason, honest, this is why Tom Brady has the stats he has. Aaron Rodgers has better running backs.
All right, so let me give you stats. So Tom Brady has a
I don't know, Chubb.
67
Leonard Fournette.
completion percentage,
He's
right?
hurt.
5,316 yards, 5,316 yards passing,
This is A Rod.
43 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 102 Q passer rating, QB rating.
He said
That's
43
Tom Brady.
touchdowns.
Tom Brady.
Aaron Rodgers has a 68.9% completion percentage. So we'll just say 69. Uh, 4,100 yards passing, 37 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions,
That's why
and a 111.9 QB
37
rating.
touchdowns.
they
For
love ratios for MVPs. So Aaron Rodgers should win it off of his 37 to 4
so
or
this is what's
31 to 4.
I think as a quarterback, when it comes to a quarterback leading your team and not causing your team harm, I'm giving it to Aaron Rodgers. Less interceptions,
Game
better,
management. Well, now
bet,
you can't even say game
let
management though.
get better completion percentage, right? Tom Brady has the stats. He has one, and he had one. Brady got shut out this year. He didn't score a point against the Saints, right? That's
Brady
was
lost
one.
to Washington.
Washington. That's his one thing. But the biggest thing I'll give
Hey,
Aaron
Packers lost to
Rodgers.
Lions. Just saying.
Aaron Rodgers only played the first half of that game.
I'm just saying. Technicality. Technicality.
No, Brady played those whole games. Aaron Rodgers literally only played the first
Well,
half,
they
and
they they were playing for something.
in the first half he had
Playing for
138
something.
yards and 2 touchdowns, and he went 14 for 16 passing, but 14 for 18 passing. But the biggest reason why I'm gonna give it to Aaron Rodgers is simply this: they went and played the Cardinals on that Thursday night, and all his receivers were out. He won the game with his number one receiver being an old ass Randall Cobb.
Can I say something?
Go.
Didn't Tom Brady just do that with the Jets because
The Jets versus the 7-0 Cardinals. Let's be real here.
and I'm uh, just saying.
Let's be real here, and that's the thing that was pissing me off when social media
Oh,
was people.
I just
Everyone
want
was
to
that's
like,
what I'm about
say
to
"Oh
say.
my
No,
god!"
come
Everybody
on,
was like,
man.
he
"Look,
had
That's why I
wait,
just said
let me
five
defense
finish,
is
man."
six string
suspect. They shouldn't have been
receivers
down in the first place, bro.
coming back for them, and didn't have Leonard Fournette. And they didn't have Gronk, so he really didn't have
Gronk,
anybody.
no, Gronk
Gronk
played
did
that
Gronk
not play
game.
played.
against the Jets.
Yes, he did.
He
He was
definitely, yeah, he
quiet
did.
then because I didn't hear
That
nothing
man Mike
he did.
Evans played. What you
Mike
mean?
Evans was on the pitch count. He didn't really play.
Listen, anyway, that's the game AB left.
AB played.
There's there's no
AB was
reason
on
why
pitch count.
there's no reason why the Jets should be beating the Patriots. And that's the thing that was getting me mad on social media. Why was everybody saying, "Oh, he's a goat. The goat does this"? It's the New York Jets.
Against the
The New
Buccaneers.
York Jets against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defending champs. Let's be real here.
I
But yeah,
guess.
Hey, they lost to the
Hey,
football team.
Zach Wilson going
And he
toe to
threw
toe
two
with
picks
Tom
that
Brady.
game. He threw two picks that game, bro.
and that's crazy. And like, he,
But
like
but
Yeah, they
I
shouldn't have been down to
but
begin
he's
with. So his comeback is kind of
42 years
meaningless
old,
in that game.
43,
Yeah.
throwing
He stand
43 tutties.
why? Why? Because he stands in the pocket. Because
He has
he
a good
doesn't
line.
get hit. Because he doesn't run.
He's a good
Oh my
line.
god.
Brady's
Yes or
44.
no? Oh no, yes or no. DL that year Lamar won it. He threw for 34 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He had a good line that year, right?
How many touchdowns did he run for? How many yards did he run for? Didn't he break a
He
thousand
ran
yards
for
rushing?
he ran, but that's just because he takes what you give him.
It's
He's a
because
smart
it's
player.
because when you're a dual threat quarterback, you have to
But I'm saying he
reliable to
still
run.
threw for 35 touchdowns.
I mean, yeah, okay. I'm not saying
Staying in
he's
the
not. I'm
pocket
not. I'm just saying
is
that's
what I'm
not.
saying. When you have a good line, you can do things like that.
But he's gonna run regardless, so the
Fact or
line is
fiction?
irrelevant. They run a
Well,
they run
Theo,
his own. They
Theo,
run
you
an RPO.
Theo,
What are you
you're telling me if you or him, you got
the
his
QPO.
God given talents,
an LPO? Lamar.
God given talent to Lamar Jackson, and you see nobody's open, but you see 10 yards you can easily run for. You're not doing that.
Yeah, that's quarterback IQ. That's quarterback IQ.
So he's a smart quarterback.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we're
Yeah.
not
Okay.
talking about Dan Lamar. We're talking about Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
The
nah.
crazy
But
thing is,
I just gave you a stat though. He threw for 35 to 5 interceptions and won it. So he
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers should win it based off of his
I
ratio
I think they're gonna give it to Brady though. You know why? Because they're
because
gonna
Aaron Rodgers
because
is a jerk.
because of the whole COVID thing. They're gonna talk about how Brady's this old, how he
hmm
broke the record for like yards
Yeah.
or attempts, and then also they have the same record this year. Granted that they set everyone so for rest, but
Right.
I think they're going to use that against him. I think unfortunately they're going to give Tom Brady it when he actually does not deserve it, in my opinion. But we'll see. I don't think the Bucks are repeating because I just don't think they look good. But yeah, that those are my thoughts on that. Question for you guys: what should the Dolphins do moving forward?
Get an
As
offensive
far as
line and a running back.
Who should
I
they
think they
hire,
cool. I think they
Who should they
cool.
hire?
I always say they should hire.
or
Who
what do they need?
they need offensive line for sure.
They need a
That's what
coach
they
now
need.
because, like I said, they was in the building process because
Their
their
defense
defense
is
was pretty.
fine.
Yeah, their defense was pretty good. Offense was on the rise because of Tua.
But isn't
But
that defense might take a hit because it's either Xavier Howard's last year, right, on the contract.
Nope. They
He's got a
they,
couple
they
more
got
years.
they signed an agreement before the year
Okay. They're good. They
extension.
should.
mhm.
I
They need
think they're
offensive line and a running back, and they're
I honestly think this might be one of those situations. If they get the right coach,
Mhm.
they can make a Super Bowl run
Yeah,
because of how good that defense is. All they need is two. They need to get a running back. Offensive line. They need something to end. Their running game sucks because their offensive
but
line
I didn't.
sucks.
sucks.
I didn't.
Yeah,
Is that Duke Johnson they still have?
that
Yeah, he
Duke
can't.
Johnson's on it,
I
but
did not know he still had him.
they just got him this year. But
Hmm. About to
you
say.
can't do anything in the NFL running the ball wise if your line can't get a push. So,
Yeah, so they got to draft some linemen.
but that lineman though that did that spin, that's just gonna forever be that's
Hmm.
just gonna forever be a highlight for them. That shit was
Yeah,
crazy.
I would spend the
But
offseason getting some linemen.
it sucks for them
And
because they've used their past off seasons on getting offensive linemen in the draft.
who they got Jalen Waddle, and then they got two of the year before.
They got Austin Jackson, that was a second round pick. They got Liam Eichenberg from Notre Dame that's played left tackle. He was a second round pick. And they got that Robert Hunt was a third round pick or whatever his name is.
So in the offseason, do they do everything they can to get? Well, see, the
See,
biggest issue right now is whatever team. If Brian Flores goes to the Broncos, they can get Deshaun Watson.
for sure.
Dolphins are no longer in the content for unless they got to get the right coach. So they would have to go get Eric Bieniemy. If the Dolphins are smart, they go get Eric Bieniemy because that way Deshaun Watson signs off on going there.
You're getting Bill O'Brien because he's a Bama guy and Tua's a Bama guy and Jalen
Well
Wild's a
then,
Bama guy.
there's
Mhm.
no way they could get Deshaun. The Dolphins need to do everything in their
They're
power to
not
get
getting
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun.
Why would they need him?
I don't see him going. I told you where I think Deshaun's going. Why did they need him?
Well,
Because these guys don't believe that Tua is serviceable to win games, which he's proven he is.
if you could get rid of Tua to get Deshaun, you do it. If you can't get Deshaun, you don't do it.
So
You keep Tua.
back to what we talked about with the Joey thing with Tua was sitting out the first couple weeks. Didn't they go 1-7 and he missed 3 or 4 games the first 8 weeks.
Chuck, I say that.
I'm sa-
I
but
say you keep Tua unless you could
yeah.
get Deshaun Watson. If you could get Deshaun Watson, I'm hiring Eric Bieniemy. If I can't get Deshaun Watson, I have Eric Bieniemy to develop Tua.
Okay, so
If
they
you're
come
getting
as a
Deshaun
package.
Watson, you're not developing Tua. Tua's gone
That's what I'm saying. You get
They come as
Airbnb.
yeah. He's saying they
If you
come as
get
a package.
if you get Airbnb right, then you could get
Package.
Deshaun Watson. But if you don't, if you still get Airbnb. So if you can't get Deshaun Watson, you at least have someone to groom Tua
Yeah.
and make your offense good. It's a win-win situation if you get the right quarterback. You want to get Airbnb or Kellen Moore, in my opinion, to
Kellen Moore
develop.
is interesting. I heard Kellen Moore is a favorite
Yeah.
in Jacksonville.
So whatever team gets Eric Bieniemy or or Flores, because those are the two coaches that Sean Watson has said he would sign waivers for to go to. So he has said that. That's why the Dolphins are no longer a contender for him because he wanted to play for Flores,
Oh,
but because
Flores going to
Flores is
Broncos then, bro. It's
yeah
raps.
so
It's
that can
raps.
happen. That
Or
can happen.
Carolina. I'm joking. No, Carolina's Matt Rule, but I think Carolina could make a push for Deshaun
That too. So
personally. But
we'll see, man. We'll see. But yeah, the Dolphins need to do some big things going on, but let's get to awards. Seasons is over. We already did the MVP. Who is getting Offensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year?
so, question of recent passes have MVPs also won the offensive player? Have they been giving them the same trophy?
I don't believe so.
So
We'll
for the
see.
if that's if they have, obviously, I mean, AFC Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year is Jonathan Taylor. Off rip, he is the Offensive Player of the Year for AFC. Dude did crazy numbers.
Cooper Cup did too, though.
Cooper's
So they don't
NFC though.
they don't, now they don't do NFC. I think they just do NFL. And, yeah, they only do NFL.
Yeah, there's the
Oh,
NFL.
Yeah,
then Cooper probably will get it because he broke records. Did he break the record? Did he end up breaking it?
I don't know, but the next receiver got 300 yards less than him. So
yeah. Cooper Cup would have to get it without a doubt. I think
yeah.
Offensive Player of the Year
I would say
easily.
Cooper.
Um,
Defense,
Parsons,
I already know what you're saying. I already know
Micah
what he's doing.
Parsons.
Michael Parsons, 100%.
I can't give him
Nah,
Micah.
I already know
Rookie,
his
I'll get
vote.
maybe if not defense then rookie.
He'll get rookie.
He get a rookie without a doubt. I
Yeah,
think Micah Parsons is the undisputed defensive
I
rookie of
already
the
know
year.
his defensive player of the year.
The defensive player has to be the person that broke the sack record. It
No,
has to be.
bro, it's Aaron Donald.
then you just bring it.
Joking.
That's always a that's not. But
But
it even
it's
it
oh,
has to be T.J. Watt for the simple fact that if we didn't make the playoffs, I can see them giving it to anybody else.
I don't know
But
though.
we
It's
made
a
the
lot of D
playoffs.
linemen that got a lot of sacks this year.
He broke the NFL record, DL.
Yeah,
Trayvon Diggs got 11 interceptions.
but look at his D line though. Miles Garrett, he's playing by himself on that line. Davion Clowney's kind of
I would, I
Miles
would,
Garrett was balling this year too.
He was balling, but he's played more games than
I,
T.J. Watt. T.J.
I
Watt
would,
missed two
I would give
games,
it to Watt.
and he got injured in like three games this year. So he
I would.
really only played the equivalent, I think, like 14 or 13 games. Like
Dude terrorizes everybody he goes against.
But do
Like,
you think that's like fair though? Even with Michael Parsons, that like that's what you're going based off of because
why
Diggs had
isn't it
what? How
not?
many picks?
Diggs had 11 picks, but I was trolling. Diggs gets burned a lot, but he
all
But
does
right,
still,
do it.
11 picks. He does get burned a
I
lot.
mean,
I'm not. I don't.
11 picks is
his game,
impressive. It's nice. Like, don't get me wrong. It's
like
closest
he's
people
the,
have ever gotten to the record in a while.
he's, he's the third most targeted corner in the league.
He's he's
He's
just a
given up
better
over 1,000
he's
yards.
just a better Steven Nelson.
He got 11 picks.
He's just a better
Yeah.
Steven Nelson.
You have to give that award to T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt is literally he is the best defensive player in the league. He gets chip block and still gets sacks.
Did you
It's
see
ridiculous.
how they were trying to block him this weekend or past
Yeah,
weekend with a
yeah,
tight end with a tackle behind the tight end,
yes.
and he
They
was still getting
eh,
sacks.
It
I was
was
getting
getting me.
mad.
I was getting so pissed watching that
Yeah.
game because I'm like, yo, how is Mark Andrews open? Because he literally spent the first 3 seconds of the play
It
chip
was
blocking
he
TJ
wasn't
Watt,
blocked. It was that our third stringer, but yeah, I'm still
Bro,
and they
mad.
were
I hate to be a tackle in the league, bro.
they
Well,
get torched.
man, if
They
you,
get torched.
Imagine coming
I
back to
hate
your
to be an
quarterback.
ass
My bad,
tackle.
bro.
Yeah,
My bad, bro.
But yeah, so I think you have to give it to TJ Watt, defensive player of the year, easily. Now this one is a very tricky one. Offensive rookie of the year. Who are we giving it to?
let me think of it.
You got Jamar Chase,
Oh, that's not hard then. That's the easy one.
but then you
Hold on.
have Mac Jones leading the Patriots to the playoffs.
No,
Bill Belichick let the Patriots to playoff stuff.
He's the quarterback of the
And,
I'm
team.
not.
and Josh Daniels.
It's not
And
even
our
a.
defense. Matt Judon led us to the playoffs. What you talking about?
You're welcome.
So as a
JC
Patriots fan,
Jackson led us to the playoffs. What you talking I'm not hearing that.
huh?
That's crazy.
No,
Matt
cut Mac
Judon is
Jones out of the
about a
conversation. Cut
linebacker
Mac Jones
now.
out of the conversation.
It's crazy.
So it has to. So is consensus going to Jamar Chase?
It has to be. He broke records, rookie
I mean, yeah,
records.
he definitely brought the rookie record, but I mean, Jefferson had the rookie record last year. He didn't make
I'm
the.
saying
He
he
didn't
broke
win
that
it.
shit quick.
But I'm saying Jefferson broke the record and he didn't win it.
But who was else was? Oh, he was in a class with Justin Herbert, and
That's true. Mac Jones
yeah,
doesn't have the numbers to support it.
Yeah,
So,
no, Mac Jones.
yeah. Justin Herbert was
Mac
throwing
Jones is
30
winning
plus
by default right
tutties.
now.
all right, okay, all right. I'll give y'all that. I'll give y'all
I'm gonna
that.
say
All right.
Jamar for sure.
I think Jamar
Defensive
Chase does
rookie.
win it.
Defensive
Defensive
rookie is
rookie.
definitely gonna be Micah.
Yeah, it's consensus. Micah Parsons. If T.J. Watt wasn't having the season that he had, Micah Parsons is defensive player of the year. His impact on that team is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
He has like his. If they said if he actually rushed or passer full time, he probably had the most sacks in the league. He hasn't given up a catch when in pass coverage.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of ridiculous how great he is. We're really watching a linebacker that's really special, and it's crazy. I'm happy TJ Watt's getting it because I think he got snubbed a couple times, and I think he's finally rightfully deserving to get this Defensive Player of the Year. But Micah Parsons has a hell of a case uh, to that. And the fact that he's only a rookie is scary, but we've seen this before with Dallas rookie linebackers. So I hope he keeps it going because we thought Jalen Smith and what's that, the Wolf Hunter was going to be something crazy.
But
If
this time, like
The
Dallas
Wolf
kind of got
Hunter.
like a complete defense,
Who
though.
is that?
You said the
Who
Wolf.
is a Wolf Hunter?
that's his nickname, bro. I forgot. I can't say
You
his
talking about
name, bro.
You talking about Vander Esch?
Yeah, Van Der Esch, bro.
He's
Remember
still
his?
there. He said
Yeah,
Wolf
but
Hunter. I'm like, who the hell
The
is this
Cowboys got more
Wolf
of a
Hunter?
complete team this year, so it's probably going to be a little bit easier for him to stay consistent.
yeah. So honestly, I want to see him stay consistent. He could get it next year, but this year, I think Watt rightfully deserves it.
Yeah.
His impact is, you can see it. Our defense looks totally different when he's
Well,
not on
there was a statistic that
Right.
like you guys won like 70% of your games where he's like in there for 60. Oh well, no, 80% of your games where he's like 60% of the snaps or something, and anything lower than that, you guys were like 0-5 or something.
Yeah,
He plays more than 60% of your snaps, you guys win the game. Basically, is what the statistic was.
because
What,
he
how,
impacts the game.
what percentage did he play when y'all tied?
I
He
don't
got
think he
hurt that
played.
game. I
He
think
got hurt that game. I don't think he played that game.
he hurt his
Makes sense.
groin. That's what. Yeah, yeah. I remember.
Mhm.
Wish he would have hurt his
Yeah,
groin against the Ravens, but
that's
That
crazy.
game was
Nobody.
crazy, bro.
I'm
It was
sorry.
great.
I don't wish
That's
injury on
not.
anybody.
Yeah.
All right,
But
let's talk about before we go. We have to talk about this Chargers coach. Why the hell did he call timeout?
he all right.
He said he wanted to get his run defense in there. But
So
bro,
there
I'm
was a yeah. So this is what happened. That's bull because somebody did a breakdown of it before he called timeout. He had Kenneth Murray as the inside linebacker, and he thought that that was a bad look because they were gonna pass that play. So he called timeout. He took Kenneth Murray out of the game and put another safety. So they got two safeties playing sub linebacker. And you can see Derek Carr noticed that, checked it, and they did a run play, got a first down. They were going to do a playoff rip without calling a timeout, and the clock was running on that third down. Don't know why he
Yeah,
called a timeout.
they were going to tie the game.
It was going to be a
They were
tie.
going. It was going to be a tie, and he ruined it. And he
Well,
stopped the.
Derek Carr said at the end of the game that they was going. I mean, that's what he said, but
Derek Carr wears
I don't know how
eyeliner,
true.
so I'm not trusting anything Derek Carr says.
Oh my god.
You just said you trusted him earlier in the podcast.
Well, no, I
Yeah,
trust. I no his destination. I do, but his life choices, eyeliner.
I think they were going to run that clock out and say, and they were going to say, "Yo, we're both going to the playoffs. Good job." And I think Staley just messed that up entirely. And I'm happy that he did that as a Steelers fan.
Did
I'm
you did,
excited that he did it.
did
I
you see
was,
Justin Herbert?
he said, I never wanted to tie so
That's
bad
so
in my
bad,
life.
yeah.
And I feel him, bro. I would want to
I
tie
feel
too.
him.
I'm like, bro, it's crazy, bro. It's kind of wild.
That shit was wild.
Yeah, but I'm happy we're in the playoffs. So let's get to the playoff preview. So I want to get the schedule up. Uh,
I know it's another divisional game this week with us.
so we got Raiders versus Bengals. Who are you guys predicting?
That's a Bengals dub.
Not Derek Carr, man. Not
Yep.
not Derek Carr. That's
Bengals.
Wayne's top 10 quarter.
Yeah, I think Jamar Chase goes for a buck 50. It's going to be a nasty game, and I think that the Bengals will them convincingly. It's not even going to be close.
So they're not going to bungle this year.
No,
Okay.
I got the next game is Patriots Bills.
I'm gonna
I
hold my breath. I'm gonna hold my breath with that one because whoever wins this game is coming out the AFC. In my opinion, I said earlier Cowboys Bills or Patriots Bucks at the
so
beginning of the season. So
I
whoever
actually
wins
got
this game is coming out the AFC.
I got the Patriots winning this game.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
think I think Josh Allen gets it done, and I think the Bills win this one. And I think they win it by 10 points. I think the
I
score's
don't
going to
think
be
it's
like
gonna be a little spread.
I think Josh
I think
Allen's
it's
going to
I think it's
choke.
going to be 17 like 17-28. That's what I think the
Josh Allen
score's going
hasn't
to be.
been that good this year.
I
No,
think
So
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be
I
a real
I
close
I,
game.
I think Patriots going to stop him.
Yeah, I think we're gonna win, but whoever wins, definitely, I'm not there.
there's a
I don't know.
Monday night game. That's crazy.
I don't trust us playing this year without Tom too much.
All right, how
You mean with
about
Mac?
No,
He said Tom.
49ers
that's what I'm saying. I said I
Cowboys?
don't trust us playing without Tom.
Still?
Yeah,
Damn.
no,
49ers Cowboys.
The boys.
boys.
49ers beat them.
You think
The
so?
49ers run for over 200 yards. Debo Samuel scores 2 touchdowns. One receiving,
You
one
just said
rushing.
that Michael Parsons was one of the best.
I
They not
I
about to end
I,
it.
I I agree with that. He is one of the best. One
Man,
of the he's the
And he
second
going
best defensive player of the
he
year.
rushed for 200.
they're not rushing for
Doesn't
two. That
it,
200.
it
nah.
does
That
listen,
Cowboys defense is nice.
doesn't
He
matter.
said Debo Samuel's two
Two touchdowns,
tutties on
one
this.
rushing, one receiving. The Cowboys are not going to have an answer for Debo
I
Samuels
think so.
You know
and
why they're gonna have an
Debo
answer?
Samuels and Brandon Ayuk are going to torture. Listen to me. They're going to torture Trayvon Diggs and that Brown guy, Anthony Brown
Brandon
guy.
Ayuk.
Yeah, nah, Anthony Brown definitely. Diggs, he holds his own. He
Listen to me.
definitely holds his own.
I think the 49ers win, and I don't think it's going to be close.
I don't think he
And
gonna have time. I don't think Garoppolo gonna have
You know
time,
why they're
bro.
gonna lose? Is because they're not gonna utilize George Kittle for another week.
I
Yet
bet
again,
they do. I bet they do. Kyle
The
Shanahan is going to make
Cowboys not
something,
about to lose no
and
49.
Cowboys
they're
are
not
going to
losing.
lose.
They didn't come this far just to come this far.
Demarcus
Listen to me.
Lawrence, Randy Gregory, Michael Parsons, they're not losing
Yeah,
when they
George
had to
Kittle,
rush.
Mitchell,
George
Debo
Kittle
Samuel.
had 1.6 points fantasy last year. That's what
yeah.
I do
All
not
right.
care.
They played.
And that was a crucial game, and he had 1.6 yards.
He had two
They
catches.
won though.
Whatever.
They won that game.
He didn't do anything. Is what I'm
They
saying.
won a game versus the Rams at that too. Jalen Ramsey was guarding him.
Jim,
There's no Jalen Ramsey on this. So I'm giving it to the 49ers. and
You
I
got
think it's
Diggs.
not going to be
You
close.
got something better. You got Diggs.
Get out of here, bro. All right, Eagles Buccaneers.
Bucks.
Bucks. That's not hard at
I
all.
don't
Bucks
know. That's the
Eagles.
NFC East team. Brady always folding
Nah.
That's
NFC
true.
East
The
team.
only thing I'll be worried about is that the Bucks can't stop the run really, and the Eagles have one of the best run defenses. But I think I agree. I think
Why are you
the
worried
Eagles
about their Eagles run game for the
so they can
Bucks?
because the Bucks can't stop the run.
Yeah, I'm
But I'm
telling you, the
saying,
Bucks
like,
defense is
the
not
Eagles'
that.
run game isn't. I mean, they only. Well, I mean, it's Jalen
It's a
Hurts
top. They have a top five rushing attack in the NFL.
because of Jalen Hurts. Thank you.
No, no, not because of Jalen Hurts. Their running backs average like
Gainwell.
five yards per carry.
Uh,
Chubbs.
I think they kind of
Every
run RPO too, though, Wayne.
they do, but I'm saying their running backs run at 5 yards per carry.
Yeah,
Like they average 5 yards per carry as a team. Like
their
that's
rushing game
hard.
is a threat basically because he's a dual
It's,
threat as well.
I'm not
Uh,
hearing it because Miles Sanders didn't do a damn thing. I know he's hurt or whatever now, or no, he's not
they
hurt. He's back.
they use because they use other running backs. They
I
run the
know.
ball with a plethora of people.
I
They're
know. They got
literally like
Gainwell and Boston Scott. They got
they're
everybody.
like the 49ers. 49ers never have like one running back that got a bunch of yards. It's like a bunch of people.
uh,
So Steelers Chiefs.
I think the Steelers can win this game, but I mean, my pick is the Chiefs, but I think they
look,
can win the game.
I'll tell you this: if the Steelers win this game, I'm not watching the playoffs for the rest of the season.
It's if they
Right.
if the Steelers win
I'm
this
really
game,
not,
it's
man.
fixed.
What?
I'm so tired of Steelers, and you know, because I'm up here, it's even that much worse. Like this is terrible. I hate the fact that they made the
You don't want to
playoffs.
hear his last ride.
Big Ben's last
How many
ride.
cowboy boots I'm about to see up here?
He gonna go out there, win it for his last ride.
What is this gonna be?
Last
I'm against Big Ben's last game. This is not Big Ben's last game.
Yeah, I don't think so
The
either.
Steelers hold it down. Let's look at me.
Oh,
Look
you
at my
talk
face.
about this season? All right, no,
The
yeah.
Steelers hold it down. It's gonna be a tight one at Arrowhead Stadium, with the game ending in a Chris Boswell game-winning field goal. The Steelers get it done. TJ Walks has 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and the Steelers get it done. Minka Fitzpatrick will have an interception this game as well. And we're going to 7. This stairway to 7 starts this
Dude,
Sunday night
hold on.
at
That's the first time I heard it
8:15.
all year. Oh my god, I haven't heard that
8
phrase all
8
year.
Stairway to
8:15.
7.
The seventh seed Pittsburgh Steelers are going to start their championship run this
So I
weekend,
I can
and
quote
we're
Win
going
you.
to
over
get it done.
Kansas City. You heard it
And you
here.
can
That's a
quote
hot
it.
take.
You heard it here
He's
first.
winning it.
Definitely,
They're winning it
definitely a
all.
hot take.
We're winning it all with great defensive play that keeps us in the game until the second half, where Big Ben throws for 150 yards in the second half,
He said,
two
oh,
touchdowns,
how
Super
many
and
Bowl
that's
is
yards?
going to
gonna
be Kansas City, Green Bay.
He said Ben only gonna have 150 yards all
That's
in
the
the
Super
second
Bowl.
half.
It's going to be
all
Aaron
second half.
Rodgers. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers, Patty Mahomes, the State Farm Bowl.
No, it isn't. It's gonna be the rematch of Big Ben versus Aaron Rodgers, taking it back to the Super Bowl, and Mike Tomlin will get the best of them. But
And then
and I'm
Aaron
being
Rodgers is going to join the black and gold next year.
and and now y'all might think I'm trolling, but I'm 100% serious that I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers will win this game this weekend.
Because you think, I mean, you think it's, I mean, like you think it's fixed, just like like that year people thought when Ray Lewis won it, his last ride was
100%. It is
fixed.
a
So
100% fix for Big Ben to win a Super Bowl this year, and I'm completely fine with that. All
I'm
right,
not. So
Cardinals versus Rams.
Ooh,
Rams,
big game.
but it's a hard that's a hard one because both teams are playing bad football at the wrong
I don't
time.
know, man. The X factor would be like um
Is D Hop
Kyler
playing?
Murray.
Is D
Yeah,
Hop
that's what
back?
I'm
D
about to
Hop's
say.
done.
He's done. That would be the X factor. And now
If we were week 10, I'm taking the Cardinals.
it, yeah, yeah, because they had D-Up, right?
Well,
Yeah, he
no, they
won't be
were
back
undefeated.
yeah, D Hop won't be back until the NFC
They
Championship.
haven't
So
they
yeah,
they haven't really been the same. Like Kyler Murray hasn't been the same second half of I mean not second half, the ending of the year. He hasn't been to what he started as.
yeah, I'm 100% taking.
But he
Go
got hurt too,
ahead.
though.
The Rams in a close game because
It's gonna be
Matt
close.
Stafford's going to fuck
Stafford's
up.
same way. He's been fucking up.
I don't know, man.
He's going to
I
mess
don't
up.
know.
Matt
That's
Stafford is
another
going to
division
find a way
game.
to
It's
mess
gonna
it
be a
up.
defensive game, I believe, but
It's
both
always a
All
defenses
defensive
are
game.
pretty good.
right. Well, I mean that is all. I mean, if you guys want to get into the Georgia Bama game, it was nice to see Georgia finally, Curry Smart finally get the best of Nick Saban. Um,
Yeah, roll
the,
tide.
the
I got
the
something.
Georgia defense might have been one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen. They have some real. They got some people out there that can really help some NFL teams, especially at linebacker and D line.
Speaking, you said that. I
Mm-hmm.
think Stetson Bennett would be a great quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, yeah,
Nah,
we should end this.
we should definitely get this.
Spencer Bennett is going to be a backup in the NFL if he gets there.
No, 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 you know what he's
And
gonna be.
he's going to play in the Canadian League, honestly.
He's
But
gonna be forever
Right,
a car salesman in Georgia.
man.
He gonna get all the
He
sales.
gonna be what Joe Burrows was. You sleep.
no, he was not. Joe
Nah,
Burrow had his stats
what
to
he?
I mean,
back
he
it
was
up.
he was airing that thing out second half. He
Hey,
was airing that thing out, giving the
yo, if y'all
receivers
didn't have
opportunity to make
Mac
a play.
Jones,
He looked like
I wouldn't put it past the Patriots drafting him if you guys didn't have Mac Jones.
Yeah, and you
in
sleep.
what,
You
the
might
sixth
draft him.
round?
Why
Yep,
not?
written in the
Shouldn't Tom
stars.
Brady got drafted?
Written in the stars.
And so Stetson Bennett is Tom Brady reincarnated.
Hey,
Hey,
he
Uh,
could be.
or Jimmy G. It could have
Nah, but
been
there's
Jimmy
gonna be a
G.
lot of good players. That linebacker from Georgia, N'Kobe Dean's gonna be a baller.
yeah,
Um, Jordan Davis is gonna be a baller. I think he's good.
there's a,
But
there's a there's
Jordan Davis needs to go to the right system, though. I
that's
believe.
honestly all the NFL is about, man. You have to get to the right system, the right people to make things work. Any sport, honestly, even basketball. But that was a good national championship. I knew Georgia was going to get it done. I was like, "There's no way Kirby Smart's just going to keep losing to this guy.
Yeah, I was
He has to
praying
beat him
Georgia
one
won.
time."
Yeah,
So,
You think
uh,
uh,
Dalvin's brother's gonna be nice in the NFL?
will he play running back?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. Uh,
He makes plays.
makes plays, but it depends what team he goes to. If he goes to a team with a good online, he might be able to make some waves there. Um, but yeah, man, this is the end of episode one. We did go over everything on our agenda. Talked about this weekend NFL. Talked about the coaches that are firing, most of the desirable coaching spots, and the MVP discussions, awards. So we will be back this weekend with our basketball analysis, talking about what's going on in the NBA. Be soon. If this is your first time, this is gonna be your first time listening to us. So we've been 2 episodes every week that you guys will get to listen to us. We're gonna get Twitch running, where we're gonna have these episodes live on Twitch, and once that's ready to go, we'll let you guys know via announcement on our Instagram, FTO Entertainment. YouTube page is House of Lighted Sports. If you're listening to this on audio, you can find us on House of Lighted Sports on YouTube to find a video version of this. Hopefully, we'll get DL some better internet soon. Uh,
ah,
and our Twitter is HD Sports Pod at HD Sports Pod. So until next time, my name is Dwayne.
It's Chubbs.
DL, aka always right.
Always right. We'll see you guys out.